Good afternoon. My name is Nathan Spencer. A little bit about me. I'm currently a junior at Texas A&M University of Corpus Christi, where I study communication. Prior to that, at the age of 19, I joined the United States Marine Corps, where I served 5 honorable years. Within those years, I was in charge of 50 different personnel on any given day's basis. I helped coordinate thousands of hours of logistical operations, as well as helped in multi-level coordination of communications between dozens of different work centers. Outside of the military, I am currently a full-time student with a 3.9 GPA pursuing my bachelor's in communication studies with a minor in public relations. I am also a part-time bartender on the side. And outside of school and work, I've helped consult on technical writing for the University of Kansas. This was in reference to rhetoric as it pertains to audience captivation and retention. It's my goal to use all these skills that I developed through the military and my school to really affect and be able to help service members as well as veterans and civilians in the public relations field itself. Why did I apply for this job? Well, I think that I could directly make an impact on those service members through this job. I actually had a personal friend of mine whose name was Robert Latham, who was inducted into the Wounded Warrior program when I was getting out of the military. I got to go visit Rob in Camp Pendleton, California, when I was transitioning from military to civilian life. And while I was there, I was just blown away by the facility and everything that the Wounded Warrior Project is doing for these people. Not only is the facility top-notch and just out of this world crazy, but the people there actually care about what they're doing. And they're making such a huge impact in these people's lives and helping them transition from whatever kind of ailment that they have to just be able to have a normal life on the outside world. And that just became such a great passion of mine when I saw that firsthand. A time that I had to overcome a major obstacle. I've had to overcome many obstacles in my life. I think one of my greatest obstacles I've ever overcome, though, was acquiring my inspector certification for the specific aircraft that I worked on in the military. It was probably my 4th year in the military, and my shop needed someone to step up to be an inspector. I was just a worker, and all my peers and fellow brothers and sisters in there really needed someone to do this. And so I took it upon myself and carried that weight and obtained that inspector certification. It took thousands of hours of doing different kind of work sign-offs. It also took dozens of exams, dozens of interviews, as well as practical applications that I was graded on in order to prove that I actually had the skill set to do these things. Once I attained the certification, everyone was so proud and it was great. But I think what made a difference was having everyone there that needed me to step up. Those service members having my back and needing me to step up to the plate. There's a bond between service members that just can't be mimicked in any other aspect of life. And I think that's what really drove me to success, and it continued to drive me to success while I was in the military. And that's why I want to work for this company, is those service members. I want to have that connection. Again, it's so great, and it's just helping someone like that just cannot be expressed in words. What are my strengths? I think most of my strengths are characterized in the leadership category, although I think there are subcategories of that. One of those being my greatest, which I think is listening. I think listening as a leader is so important to being a great leader. I think so many leaders nowadays try and talk twice as much as they listen, when in reality they should listen twice as much as they talk. There are a lot of people and individuals out there who are motivated in different ways, and if each leader took the time to listen and get to know who they were in charge of, it would make such a great difference. And I think that's one of my great strengths, is being able to identify what makes someone motivate and being able to listen and give feedback in order to help those individuals. I also think another one of my great strengths is being able to myself take that criticism, another aspect of listening. Take that criticism and feedback from either my subordinates or my superiors and be able to adjust so that my weaknesses are minimal. Now that brings me to weaknesses. What are my weaknesses? I think one of my own weaknesses is being a perfectionist. This has hindered me in the past because I want everything done perfectly. And sometimes it makes everything not go as smoothly as it should. And it's something that I'm working towards fixing. Being a perfectionist is by no means a huge flaw. However, I think it is a flaw when you bring in time constraints and things of that nature. And it is something that I'm working on, not being so hard on myself and others in being a perfectionist. Why should you hire me? I think you should hire me because I have a special set of skills, all encompassed in being in and out of military life for the majority of my adult life altogether. You will never find someone that is a harder worker, nor will you find someone that is more dedicated towards service members, veterans, and civilian awareness. That is truly my passion, to want to change people's lives through this company and to work to better myself, my work peers, as well as your company as a whole in doing so. Thank you very much.